Hi everybody, and welcome to Sit and Knit for a Bit Christmas Countdown, our daily podcast, and we are as always your hosts
Arne and Carlos.
It's a daily podcast now in December. Usually, or in the past, we've done it a weekly podcast on Wednesdays, but now that we're counting down Christmas, we love popping in here every single day to say hello, tell you some Christmas stories, show you a little bit of our preparations for Christmas, and reveal a ball from our Christmas calendar.
And we try to keep it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, usually we do 5 minutes.
5 minutes every day.
Yes, but sometimes we go over a little bit.
Sometimes, but not often.
Anyway, yes we do. I think we go over all the time.
Okay.
Anyway, before we start, we just want to give a big shout out to Prim, our friends who have supported this Christmas calendar. It wouldn't be possible without them. So thank you so much, Prim. And if you're interested in finding out more about their fabulous needles and all the other things that they have, all you need to do is take a look at the description the links in the description down below.
And Prym Ergonomics, simply knit more easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
You tried.
Yes, it's much easier knitting with these needles because they're not slippery and they've got the great round tips and the triangular shape. They're just great. So Arne, I want to start by asking you if you remember the story when we were filming a Sit and Knit for a Bit podcast in the greenhouse, and we had a little guest who was coming in, you know,
that was
remember?
I remember, because we had got like maybe 3 years now or 4 years. We have had red robins in the garden, and I can never remember have seen them before.
Not up here.
We have a new guest,
Yeah.
and they come every year. I don't know if there are many of them, but there are always a red robin in the garden. And this year, when it came into the greenhouse, it was so nice because it's not shy.
Not at all,
It was just jumping on the floor like this, and then it
getting closer and closer to us.
That was so nice.
I think I hand-fed a robin here a year ago or something.
Yeah,
I gave him a little...
Because they're almost like Tom, was that?
They're tame.
Tame.
They're very, very sweet, and as Arne was saying, it's quite unusual, or in the past it was unusual seeing the red robins here up in the mountains.
I never remembered to see it.
But now, I mean, the climate is changing and things are getting warmer, and I suppose that it is more comfortable for them now than before when it was colder or something. And birds are also something that we have a lot of here for Christmas in our Christmas decorations, but also our Christmas preparations. We were talking yesterday about the Christmas buck made of straw. Right? And we have something in Norwegian that we call a julenek.
Yeah, that's like this straw, but it's like a pile of them, and then
tied with a red ribbon usually.
Yeah, and you put that out for the birds. We tried many times, and the birds don't touch them anymore. So I don't know what that is, but that's like an old heathen tradition.
Yeah,
and it's something like you should see on how much the birds are eating, and that would tell you how much.
Yeah.
What you said, how much crops you have next year or something. So, and it's also something about one of those old heathen goddess, the hair of one of them.
Yeah,
I haven't prepared this.
Unfortunately, we buy this julenek, this straw, every year for the birds, and they don't touch it. But I have a suspicion of why. Because they're very picky eaters.
And we give them a lot of others.
We spoil them.
Because we have these feeders in the garden, so we give them all the seeds, but then we also have, like when we do Christmas cookies.
Yeah, if you recall, in 2016, we did a little video on these rosettbakelser, tic-tac, we call them tic-tac. And these are cakes or cookies that you dip the dough, you dip an iron shaped like a heart or something on a dough, and then you put that in like a stir fry, and you stir fry. No, sorry, not a stir fry, a fryer, and you fry them. And nowadays, the fat that we buy to fry those cookies is fat made of canola oil, coconut oil, and shea butter.
And there's no salt.
And there's no salt. So when we finish doing our, or when you finish, I don't like doing that, but when you finish deep frying them, there's all that fat, and you can't just push or just throw it down the drain, because then you will clog everything up. So we take it outside and let it kind of become stiff, and then
you have to, and you mix it with seeds. It has to be a little bit soft when you do that, but that you make those nice balls of fat.
Yeah.
Was
Of the fat.
of the fat and the seeds, and you put that out in the garden for the birds.
And not too much though. Just a little bit of the fat. A lot of the seeds. The fat
the fat is like glue.
Yeah, it's a little, but not
together.
exaggerating it. It's actually very little of the fat and a lot of seeds. You just, make those balls like that and then hang them up for the birds to get the seeds.
And now I just bought a bucket of seeds. We're going to do it one of these days because I found this bucket with a lot of different seeds. Because we normally do a lot of the sunflowers because they really like those. But this was a mix of different seeds, and that's also cool because you never know what pop up in the garden in the spring.
That's true.
Because sometimes we have like sunflowers popping up in the strangest places because the birds are traveling with them.
Yeah, and we have to feed them in the winter because otherwise they don't get food. And our birds are either they're very greedy or we have a lot of birds. I think maybe we have a lot of birds.
I think we have a lot of birds,
and they eat. I mean, we fill the feeders, and the day after
it's empty.
It's empty.
But they empty it in one day, so we have a lot of birds, but they're not eating. Some of them they don't eat it there.
They take it with them.
They take it with them and they hide them in some places, so they have like a storage somewhere. So that's what they're doing. They're not eating there. They just pick it up and they hide it.
Well, it's very nice to have the birds, and if we don't feed them, they go away.
Yeah.
And they don't come
but
here.
Like when you start, like we start early when the autumn comes, we start to feed them because then you also keep them through the winter. So you have to start earlier before the snow comes. Normally we do that, but then you have to continue to give them food because they get used to picking up food in your garden. So if you stop, it can also be a problem. And there's another thing also, we don't put the seeds too close to the house because then you have all these small mice. They like to pick up the seeds and then they come into the house.
And the only mice I like in my house are knitted mice.
Yeah, you're not so fond of the other ones.
No, thank you. So I want the bird feeders far away from the house because I don't want mice. Yeah, so, and birds are a very typical Christmas thing. I think that they are that in many, many different cultures. Robins and bullfinches in particular. And so we love all these different Christmas decorations that have birds in it. And as you already know, we are decorating this tree daily by adding a new Christmas ball. And then we've got all these golden decorations that we will put on December 23rd. And I found one, or maybe one of our little Christmas elves put it here for us. So now I think we'll have to give them double portions of porridge.
2 portions now.
Anyway, as you can see here, this is a lovely little golden decoration. It's made out of some golden metal. It's not pure gold. And it's got a little bird on it. And
nice.
Birds are definitely part of the Christmas tradition. As you can see also here in my grandmother's tablecloth, there's 2 birds there.
And I also brought this because we made this book with knitted birds, and I can't stop making the small birds.
Oh, these are fun.
So these are made in embroidery yarn, and then we just knit from the leftover yarns, and then we glue feathers on them, and then like on this one I glued on a lot of sequins.
Sequins, yes.
And feathers, but you can also make embroidery. I don't know what kind of bird it is, but
it's a fantasy bird. There's another one in here. This one doesn't have a beak though.
No, I'm working on that one.
And the beaks are very Christmassy.
Yeah,
I
use this nellik
clove
because it's so cool. Because
let me smell it.
But I haven't.
That really smells like Christmas.
But I have to put on the eyes, and then I place the beak because you can look in different directions when it has one color. But look at them.
Did you ever do those, from one thing to another, because we love digressing, did you ever do those Christmas decorations where you put cloves into the orange and then tie red ribbons and hang the oranges?
I remember we did that when we were kids.
Good.
But there's so many different shapes on these clovers, so they're really nice for beaks. And it smells Christmas for a while.
Yeah,
nice.
Very, very lovely. So we've got a Christmas ball today for the knit along that we're all doing together. And the Christmas ball today is inspired by all the lovely little Christmas birds, and in particular our little red robin that came to visit us in the greenhouse about a month ago when we filmed our Greenhouse Sit and Knit podcast. So here you have the lovely Christmas ball for December 8th, which we are calling Robin.
And I saw this morning when we found this bird, I saw the bird on your grandmother's tablecloth.
Yes.
Has kind of, maybe we are inspired of the feathers on that bird because they go in these lines. You see, the same as the one on the tablecloth.
Very lovely.
So that's nice.
Yeah, it's lovely to have something with a bird as Christmas decorations. We've got hearts, we've got things made out of straw, and of course the birds are very important. Now, my favorite bird Christmas decoration, do you know what that is?
Your favorite bird?
That is the one that Agnete, our niece...
Oh, we have a nice bird.
Our niece, Agnete, made it when she was in kindergarten. She was 5 years old. She was felting wool. Yeah. And she made us a bullfinch. Now,
it's a felted bullfinch.
It's a felted bullfinch, but the funny thing about it is it's just a blob. It's just a clump of white, red and black wool. And she told us, I mean, she was 5 years old, but she told us with a lot of confidence that Merry Christmas, and I made this bullfinch for you. And we hang up that bullfinch on our Christmas tree every year. She's now a young lady of 17 years old.
And she doesn't do bullfinches anymore.
She doesn't do bullfinches anymore, but every time we see it, we remember her.
And
so
you know,
sweet.
I heard something real that made me so upset because there was this guy. He's like, it was this what do you call it? Like interior designer thing.
Oh yeah.
Or, you know, and they talked about Christmas on the radio, and he said like, in my wildest dream, I could never put something like a felted bird or something on my
that a
Christmas.
kid has done.
Because that was like destroying the picture.
Oh,
and that was like, so hello. It's
that's
like
why you have two Christmas trees.
You have to have a tree for all these things.
Yeah, you have one for Christmas balls that are knitted together with golden ornaments, and then you have a second tree for all the other things. And if you're lucky to have two living rooms like we do, we put one in each, and then that solves the problem.
I think people shouldn't be so posh about this.
No. Just put up all the decorations your kids make. Remember, those kids are gonna grow up, and one day you're gonna miss what they were when they were young, and at least those decorations are gonna remind you of them.
At least you have a bullfinch.
Just as the bullfinch reminds us of Agnete. So I am ready to hang up the ball. But before we do, we just want to remind everybody that the knit along is going very well. We're revealing a Christmas ball every day from our Christmas calendar. Lots of you have been knitting them. Lots of you have been posting images, and it is spectacular seeing what we're seeing. So just keep posting your images. Remember to hashtag them, ARNE CARLOS, and hashtag Sit and Knit for a Bit on Instagram. And we're doing an Instagram competition this year, and in January, we are gonna pick our favorite photographs from Instagram that you guys have hashtagged. Arne is gonna pick one. Sorry, you're not gonna knit it, you're gonna pick it. And I'm gonna pick the other, and two lucky winners are gonna win this lovely gift from us, an ARNE CARLOS project bag. Inside the project bag, you've got the Make Your Own Idea book, and there is a ton of different needles provided by Prim, double points and circulars and even yoga needles for your cables. So you really want to make sure to start posting photos if you haven't done it yet. And we hope you are enjoying making the balls as much as we are enjoying revealing them.
Yeah.
So, do you want to put up the bird ball? Yeah, go ahead.
You can do it.
Oh, you do it.
Okay, I can do it.
Thank you so much for watching, and formalities are as usual, comment and give us engagement and hit like
and
if you like the podcast.
Your notifications and subscribe and
all of that.
All of that.
So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow with a brand new podcast of our Christmas countdown. Bye!
I like this one.
I love it.
Bye!
So sweet.